What is up, iCkEdMeL? And Ron DeSantis from Florida is currently trending. And I wanted to watch this video together with you guys. A new version of my video editor came out, so we're going to see if everything's working fine. And I can't focus on what I'm supposed to be doing, so let's check it out. They're deeming it very controversial. People are either upset or supportive of this. Comment down below. Let me know how you feel about this situation. Ron DeSantis.
I just want to say something quickly. Joe Biden has taken to himself to try to single out Florida over COVID. This is a guy who ran for president saying he was going to, quote, shut down the virus. And what has he done? He's imported more virus from around the world by having a wide open southern border. You have hundreds of thousands of people pouring across every month. And it's not just from Mexico. In fact, it's rarely from Mexico. You have over 100 different countries where people are pouring through. Not only are they letting them through, they're then farming them out all across our communities across this country, putting them on planes, putting them on buses. Do you think they're being worried about COVID for that? Of course not. So he's facilitating.
Yeah, are they forcing the stuff on the people that are coming through? Do they have the same requirements, or they're not?
Who knows what new variants are out there, but I can tell you whatever variants are around the world, they're coming across that southern border. And so he's not shutting down the virus, he's helping to facilitate it in our country. And what is his big solution? What is he so upset about Florida? His solution is he wants to have the government force kindergartners to wear masks in school.
Bro, I disagree with that.
He doesn't believe the parents should have a say in that. He thinks that should be a decision for the government. Well, I can tell you in Florida, the parents are going to be the ones in charge of that decision.
Let's go!
And one of the major medical people in his administration just recently told parents that they should be wearing masks at home when they're around their own children.
Damn, do you guys wear a mask at the house too and around your family members and stuff on a regular basis? I'm not saying you shouldn't, but I'm just wondering.
This is insane. Joe Biden also believes that vaccination should be mandated by force of government and that you should have to show vaccination status to be able to participate in society. Now, Florida, we're very proud of our Seniors First strategy. You look at the mortality in nursing homes among seniors, it's declined dramatically. But we said from the beginning, we're going to make it available for all, but we're not going to mandate it on anybody. That's ultimately an individual's choice to be able to do it. Biden, he rejects science because he denies the fact that people that recover from COVID have long-lasting immunity. And that's been proven time and time again.
Which, by the way, I'm going to go get the immunity test next, or the antibody test next week. The other thing with New York, too, I heard that they're putting out this thing where now to go to restaurants, movies, or the gym, you have to have like the pass to show that you actually got it, or else you don't get entry.
The data is very clear. So his vision is, just like in New York City, restaurants should ban young kids from being able to go in because they're not eligible for vaccination, and law-abiding citizens have to produce proof of their medical records just to go to the gym or attend an event or just to participate in everyday society. He wants that, but yet if you want to vote, he thinks it's too much of a burden to show a picture ID when you're voting.
Yeah, they don't want voter ID for voting. They say that that's this thing that's a hardship for people. They say us minorities, I guess we're too dumb to be able to go out and get some sort of ID. But you really know what that's targeted to, right? It's why they don't want people with ID to vote. One of the most logical things to have a vote, an ID to vote, these people are actually against that. It's kind of crazy.
So no voter ID, but have to show your medical papers just to be able to live in everyday life.
That's right.
Give me a break. And so I think the question is we can either have a free society or we can have a biomedical security state. And I can tell you, Florida, we're a free state. People are going to be free to choose to make their own decisions about themselves, about their families, about their kids' education, and about putting food on the table. And Joe Biden suggests that if you don't do lockdown policies, then you should, quote, get out of the way. But let me tell you this. If you're coming after the rights of parents in Florida, I'm standing in your way. I'm not going to let you get away with it.
Yeah! America!
If you're trying to deny kids a proper in-person education, I'm going to stand in your way, and I'm going to stand up for the kids in Florida. If you're trying to restrict people, impose mandates, if you're trying to ruin their jobs and their livelihoods and their small business, if you are trying to lock people down, I am standing in your way, and I'm standing for the people of Florida. So why don't you do your job? Why don't you get this border secure? And until you do that, I don't want to hear a blip about COVID from you. Thank you.
So let's just say there's a vaccine that is approved and even distributed before the election. Would you get it?
Well, I think that's going to be an issue for all of us.
If and when the vaccine comes. And it's not likely to go through all the tests that needs to be, and the trials that are needed to be done. When we finally do, God willing, get a vaccine, who's going to take the shot? Who's going to take the shot? You can be the first one to say, sign me up. They now say it's okay. If Donald Trump can't give answers and the administration can't give answers to these three questions, the American people should not have confidence.
But if Donald Trump tells us that we should take it, I'm not taking it.
So my thoughts, my afterthoughts, and yesterday I went to an orientation for my child, okay, in VPK. And there was this whole talk, and there was the talk about masks and all this kind of stuff. And let me just give you my opinion and tell you what happened yesterday. There was a parent that asked about, are the kids required to wear masks? The teacher said no. But if you want, and it's your choice, you can send your child with a mask. The vibe I got is that maybe that parent was hoping that all the kids would come with masks. I could be wrong. But one of the teachers told us a story. And so last year there was a child that the parent wanted the child to wear a mask. Okay. So this child had to wear a mask 24/7 the entire time in class, even outside. The kids will go outside to play. Yo, it's Florida. It's hot. It's humid. The child was required to wear a mask the entire time. So much so that at the end of the story, the teacher told us that they had never seen this child's face until graduation, where I guess like they pulled it down or something for the picture. I was blown away by that. And the teacher was like, the child's face was so beautiful. We felt so bad, but we didn't have a choice because this is what the parent wanted. I don't think for kids those ages, I don't think those kids should be forced to wear a mask the entire time. And kids, if anybody knows that's seen these classes with the kids, the small kids, they're running all over the place. They are on top of each other. They're touching everything. They might cough. They might spit. They might come something out of their nose. The teacher's not able to watch every single child at every single moment. There's going to be cross-contamination. The kids are going to be touching their face. They're going to be touching their mask. Their hands are going to be everywhere, all over the place. I don't think it's something that's good for kids at that age. I just think of the mental effects and the social effects, just the mentality of this thing as kids in the classroom and stuff like that. And I don't know, 2020, I mean, it was a lot. A lot of people have been through a lot. For me, I just look at the positive, even though there were some negatives. I got to spend more time with my daughter than I probably will in my entire life in the amount of time that I did. I had to work from home. Her school closed down. We spent an immense amount of time together. Those are moments that are forever. So I don't regret any of that. Now, the school, they've been open the entire time except one time. Last year, from what I heard, there was one incident where I think somebody tested positive. They shut down the school for a week, completely cleaned the place, and that was it. That was it. And there's cleaning procedures. The parents are not allowed to come in all the way. Parents have to wear a mask. At one point, the kids, they would come to school. They would take off their shoes that they came with, and you're supposed to have another pair of shoes for them inside the classroom. And so you take this. I don't know whether that worked or not, but there was and there is policies and procedures to cleaning. The teachers wear masks. To me personally, I mean, you may feel different in an environment like that where they're together at least 6, 7 hours, 8 hours in some case, maybe even more with some other ones, all day long, every day long, in close proximity on top of each other, I just don't know, in my opinion, that it would make much of a difference, more than it would do more harm than good. And I've known that other schools have kind of had somewhat of the same procedure where the parents come and it's just like a drop off thing. You just come to the entrance and you drop off your kid kind of there. You don't go all the way inside. I mean, and I don't know, that so far has seemed to work, even though I know they say the numbers are up and stuff like that. At the end of the day, I think with kids, it should be a choice. It should be the parents' choice. You want to make your child wear a mask or not, but you shouldn't have to force other parents to make their kids wear masks in the school environment where they're with these kids every single day, all day long, on top of each other, in an environment where you know these kids are not going to be like, all right, well, let me stay 6 feet away. No, Tommy, no, you're in my space, Tommy. It doesn't work like that. Let's be realistic. But anyway, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Love you guys. Take care and peace.